Well, over the weekend, there were 3 deadly crashes in North Dakota. First, last night in Williams County, a Williston man is dead after crashing into a cow. According to North Dakota Highway Patrol, a 64-year-old male was driving a Kenworth straight truck when he braked, and swerved to the left, crashing into a cow that was in the road, which caused the vehicle to roll. When emergency crews arrived on scene, the driver was pronounced dead.